Good morning and welcome to this live broadcast. I'm MJ Lifestylist coming to you from my home and studio in Bournemouth in the UK. This morning, as with every morning, we begin our morning with an attitude of gratitude. So, what three things are you grateful for this morning? What three things are you grateful for this morning? Why not pop them on screen and see where we go from there? We are live Monday through Friday from 10 till 10:30 in the morning, and that's UK time. Tuesdays and Thursdays we have different activities through Zoom. On a Tuesday night we do our development, and a Thursday night we do our mediumship. And in both cases that's from 8 until 9:30. £5 a person can be booked through our events page with MJ Lifestylist. And then this Friday night, we have a big special on. We are doing a fundraiser for the young Ollie Sexty. He's a little puppy, and he's having some chemo done at the moment, which is incredibly expensive for his two daddies. And so we are just going to do our bit to try and help out. So, good morning and welcome. Share the three things that you're grateful for this morning. Morning, Candace. Hope you're well. I'm very well, thank you. Hey, Tony Goswell. I am well. How are you? We've got Candace there. Hey Wayne, good morning. How are you doing today? Wayne, guys, has an Etsy shop happening at the moment. He's selling all sorts of Christmas goodies, decorations and such. Wayne, why not just pop the link up on screen? I have no problem with you doing that, and I'll share it for you. That way lots of people can see it. So Wayne is a friend of mine, and he is doing the most amazing Christmas bits and baubles, and those can be found on his shop, on his Etsy shop. Morning, Kelly Darrick. How are you? Lovely to see you. Hey, Michael. How are you doing? Plodding along, doing a Hoovel practice on Insta. Oh, that's for our evening we're doing in December. Fab will do. Cool. You do that. Right, so as with any morning session, I'm looking for the three things that you are grateful for this morning, and then I'm going to just pull some cards for the group. So if you're here, if you're watching, any of the cards that I pull could be for you. It depends on you. You decide whether or not it resonates with you. You decide. There we go. So if anybody wants to get hold of Wayne, I'll leave that there while I choose the first card. You can go along and look on his Etsy shop and see what he has to offer for Christmas goodies for you. Wayne makes the most beautiful decorations, etc. And it's something that you can certainly sink your teeth into. And if you want to catch Wayne later in the month, he is going to be with me on my other show doing a Hoovel makeup, doing a Christmas Grinch kind of style makeup, which is quite interesting. So you can catch Wayne doing that. Michael says, I'm good, and you? I'm very well, thank you, Michael. Very well. Right, the first card I've got for this morning is card 33. It is Peaks of Joy. Now, before anyone reads me, it is because I have a green screen behind me. Anything that's got green on it, or some blue on it, or even my t-shirt, which is actually white and grey, anything that will get affected by the green screen gets affected, and unfortunately the cards are one of the things. So it is card 33. It's Peaks of Joy, and here we have a woman flitting from cloud to cloud to cloud, and she is really trusting that the cloud's going to hold her up. There's an idea of trust here. There's an idea of she's content, she's living her best life. There's a butterfly in front of her, which signifies that there's been transformation that's taken place. And the 33 would suggest an angel number, and angel numbers are all about angels guarding, and caring for us. And 33 would usually reduce to a 6 if we were reducing it. So I want to talk about family when I look at this angel number. When I look at 33, I want to talk about family. So there's all those elements to this card of Peaks of Joy. So where in your life right now are you able to just go about your business from cloud to cloud, doing your thing and living your best life? Wherever that's possible, there you shall be. Good, thanks. Hey Kim, how are you, Kim Ann? Much love to you too at this time. So, all of you that are here, what 3 things are you grateful for? Yesterday we were talking about all sorts of things, and I'd like a topic of conversation for today. What do you guys want to talk about today? Does anyone feel that they need to ask anything or chat about anything or suggest a topic of conversation for all of us? It would be lovely. Anybody? Oh, what's this? This is, follow the leader. Right, Michael wants to talk about guidance, or wants to get some guidance. And follow the leader's just fallen out. It's card 40. 40 comes to a 4, Michael. And everyone that's here. So guidance at the moment is, maybe in your life, this also has an autumnal tree. Let's talk about it. So it's a winding pathway, sort of a green verge up to the middle, where there's this autumnal tree with a clock on the tree. And along the pathway are all these birds, and there's a grasshopper there that I've never seen before, but all these birds and a fairy tale creature. Fairy creature. So I would like to suggest that autumn is where we are right now. Here in the UK, we're in autumn. 40 reduces to a 4. 4 is about stability, strength, structure, foundation, all of those lovely things all coming together. And this would suggest that, I always used to say, and I will still say, that all these birds remind me of that whole, it's a fable all about Chicken Licken and the skies falling down, and how he used to cry wolf, but everybody used to sort of follow the leader. And this talks about follow the leader, but I always say with this card, maybe you've always been following everybody else for most of your life, and now's the time to take the lead. It's time to take charge, take the lead, and be the individual you're meant to be. This is indicated by the time that's on the tree as well. So it is really, really important to become the leader that you are able to be. Allow others to start following you rather than you following the crowd. In other words, set your own trends, set your own compass, set your own destiny, and move in that direction. It can sometimes be harder than we believe it to be, but that's all part of the challenge, isn't it? So really, really important. So write your 3 things that you're grateful for, pop them up on screen, and let's have a look. So Michael was looking for guidance, so we had follow the leader for guidance. Kelly says, having the worst time, trying to be positive, but it's hard sometimes. Kelly, it does take practice, my darling. It always takes practice. Kim Ann says, grateful for my beautiful daughter and her wife, my husband supporting me through my illness. Absolutely. And we will send you lots and lots of healing as well. Lots of healing as well, Kim Ann. Kelly, going back to you, my mom always says, from a religious perspective, because my mom's Christian, she says, God always sees to your needs, not to your wants. In other words, sometimes we can feel a little bit down and helpless and heart sore and all of those things. Sometimes, the world does take over and we don't feel our best. But what happens is that everything that we can deal with gets put in our pathway. What's not for you won't pass you. What is for you won't pass you by, say the Scottish. What's meant for you won't pass you by. That's what they say. And I truly believe that sometimes when we're facing incredibly difficult things or incredibly tough things, they are a test to what we can deal with, what we can cope with at this time. And so it is really, really important to navigate the difficult things, because they will lead us onto things that are better for us and things that are better meant for us. So try and think of it that way. See if that helps, Kelly. I don't know if it will, but see if that helps. It's just one of those things, really. Liz says she's grateful for her life, her family, and her friends. Morning, Liz. How are you? So everything that gets put in our pathway is for a reason, and it's usually for us to learn a lesson from it, or to demonstrate something from it. Nothing that's meant for us will pass us by. So everything that happens to you happens for a reason, and there is an intention behind it, and there is an outcome behind it. And sometimes we get there, and sometimes we don't. And it's just one of those things where you've really got to work out what's best and how it's best for everyone concerned. So really, really, really important. There we go. Thanks, Martin. I'm doing great. What about you? I'm very well, thank you. Feeling much better this week than I was last week. Towards the end of last week, I wasn't feeling my best, and so I took some time out towards the end of last week just to reconsolidate things for myself. Do some of us go through more? I get through loads of hurdles, then there are more. I think those of us that have the toughest things to go through, Kelly, become the strongest. I think there's always more. There's always more happening to us. There's always more around the corner. There's always more being dealt with. So it's really, really important to just navigate them as best you can and see what comes out in the wash. But yes, Kelly, I would actually agree with you. Pleasure, Candace. I would actually agree with you, because I think that it's interesting, Kelly, because I think that people that are sensitive and people that are spiritual go through a lot more hurdles because we are aware of them. I think people who are desensitized and who just go through life and live their best life and have their best life are people that, I'm not criticizing, but people that just actually have no grasp of what we go through when we are empathic, or when we are sensitive, or when we are spiritual. It's really, really important to sort of differentiate between the two and see how that goes. And so with everything, really. And so with everything. There's always stuff going on. There's always people that are busy. There's always events. There's always situations to resolve or to solve. And it's up to the individual to navigate through that. And those of us that are more sensitive and more empathic usually have to deal with it on a far more regular basis. I think. Agree with this. Thank you. But I also think it's as a result of the fact that we are sensitive to things, and therefore we are more affected by things. Yeah, I agree. Kelly says she thinks it's to be able to help and understand others. I think when you've gone through stuff, you're a better listener, you're a better friend, you're a better confidant. I certainly know that within my life, all the things that I've got up to in my life, good, bad, or indifferent, have all helped to inform the person that I am today, the guide that I am today, the teacher that I am today. That's all been derived from all of my life experiences, not just the cherry picking the best ones. Some of the most difficult things that happened in my life have helped me to be the better version of the person that I am today. So it is incredibly interesting, Kenny. You'll usually find that people that are in service to others, people that are counselors or guides or mentors or those kinds of things, are people that have been through some of the toughest stuff and come out on the other end, and I wouldn't say unscathed, but have come out on the other end all the better for having the experience. Which sounds weird, but I'm grateful for every experience in my life, good, bad, and indifferent, because it's made me the person I am today. It's allowed me to be the person I am today. It's embraced the person I am today. It's all of those kinds of things, which is incredibly interesting and incredibly informative, incredibly telling. So, one of those things, really. And obviously stronger, says Kim. Yeah, I think if you can see the benefit of what you're going through. Okay, here's the thing. So when we're going through a tough time, what happens is we usually try and speed it up or get rid of it, or like, oh, I want this to go now. I want to get back to my life. But actually, if you take the tough time that you're having as a life lesson and you learn from it and you grow from it, then it does make you stronger, because then afterwards you're able to go, do you know what? I went through that and I've survived, and this is what I've learned from the experience. If you go through a tough time and you keep trying to resist it and fight it and have all of those responses to it, then you end up going at it for longer, and I suppose you get caught up in it, and then you don't really realize the benefit of what you've had to go through or how you've had to work through it or move through it. And this has certainly happened for me. Keep being told to write a book. Why not? Everybody has a book in them. Every single person has a book in them. At least one. So I have been very upset for most of this year because a lot of my work has been cancelled. So aside from doing my spiritual work, I do a lot of decor work. I do a lot of weddings, events. I usually do Christmas parties at hotels and decorate to theme for those things, and that's where the bulk of my money comes from for the year, is from seasonal work, let's say. And everything was cancelled, and obviously I can't have clients at home, so I've had to go online, as you know, and I'm doing these daily shows that don't cost any money for others. I do my evening stuff, which does pay money but does also cost money, because the different platforms I use cost money to rent every month. So I pay a rental for Zoom, I pay a rental for StreamYard that I'm using now, obviously our internet at home, all of those kinds of things. So there is expense incurred, but I'm doing eight appearances a week, and that's all kind of come about because I can't work. So if I were to be working over December, I'd be incredibly busy and life would be all right. But I didn't have any work, and then this competition came up, and I applied as a judge for the competition because I had the time to apply and the time to do the judging, because I would not be employed, and that would pay a little bit of money. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, on Sunday, a position became available on the production team, and I am now the executive producer of the new show, which is being produced for Amazon Prime. So I'm the executive producer on a television show now, which is going to pay, and is actually at a time when I thought I'd be sitting on my hands doing nothing. I'm now working my butt off to try and get everything put together and ready for when we start filming in January. January. So that's an example. It's an example of, I didn't know why this was happening. Obviously, Corona's had a lot to do with everything, and people's work being diminished and all of that. And a lot of people are less fortunate than me, and it's only because of Corona that I have the time, and then things lined up, and now I'm doing this other job and really looking forward to it. Looking forward to putting my team together, and we'll see how it goes. But it's something that is really exciting and that I'm really looking forward to. So yeah. So that's an example of, we all think that it's all doom and gloom and things aren't happening and things aren't going to go our way, etc., etc. And then an opportunity might land in your lap that actually really helps to allow you to understand why you've been through so much. So we will see. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lots of congratulations coming through. Morning, Neats. How are you? How are you this morning, Neats? I'm well, thank you. How are you? So, guys, what I'm trying to say, I guess what I'm trying to say is sometimes you can't see the wood for the trees. Sometimes things seem quite overbearing and quite difficult, and that's okay, because without difficulty you wouldn't have reward. But if you persevere, if you stick to your guns, if you stay true to yourself, you would benefit from the outcome of having gone through stuff. And you come out wiser and stronger, as Kim said earlier. You come out wiser and stronger. And I think that's just phenomenal. Ow, 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 ow. Well, don't do needles or blood very easily, Neats, so my head goes off to you. So our next card is Magical Map Shifter. It's card 52. 5 and 2 come to a 7. Magical Map Shifter, the guy is juggling things of different sizes, weights, and shapes. And basically, it talks about multitasking. It talks about you being stronger than you believe yourself to be. 52 comes to a 7. 7 is the number of transformation. So there's a whole thing to do with transformation and how that comes together in a good and positive way. So there's an amazing outcome. So Magical Map Shifter says you can shift more than you believe yourself to. You can multitask. It doesn't matter what size, shape, or weight the task is. You are able to deal with it and to process it and to get through it, which is great. So amazing. Oh, one more card. Got one more card to do for today. All good things come to those that wait. Absolutely. Wood for the trees, tell that to the nurses, more like veins fit the blood. For the blood. That just makes me quite nauseous, really. I don't like things like that. But yeah, veins for the blood. So the last card for this morning is card 43. It's details. Here you have a little mouse in a dunce cap on top of paperwork. There's a magnifying glass, and underneath it the words are magnified, saying clarity, important notes. There are all sorts of little orbs and star-like little firefly things around him. There's a compass, and there's all these important documents. So when I look at this, I look at detail. 43 obviously comes to a 7, and 7 is all about transformation or metamorphosis again. And 43 just kind of resonates because that 7 says clarity, important notes. I would take a good look at all the detail of where you are right now, where you're going. Try and sort some of that out. Remember, we can't control anything. We just need to go with the flow and be present in the moment and make the best out of each and every moment and each and every situation that we find ourselves in. That's the best way to come through it, is just to be able to make the best of each and every situation as we go through it. Nita says, how do I learn to decipher numbers? I'm going to do a little basic numerology workshop. Neats. That'll be fun. Little numerology workshop, and then you can learn about numbers. It won't be very expensive at all because it'll be virtual, but it'll be fun. It'll be absolutely fun. That's what I think. So you'll learn to decipher different things and then work on stuff. Really cool. So people haven't been super chatty today, and we've had new chats, which is great. Lovely to have new people chatting. Lovely to have new people here, along with all our regulars. My Dreamcatcher shirt, my friend Jane bought me on holiday. She went on holiday. Jane, who attends this group, she's one of my best friends, and she bought me this t-shirt on holiday. I am okay this morning, thank you, Neats. I'm very well. Aside from you talking about blood, I'm very well. I am just doing my thing. In fact, Neats, can I call you as soon as this is over? Just very briefly, can I video call you? I want to go through something with you. Thank you. Thanks, Kim. So, don't forget, guys, Monday through Friday, 10 to 10:30 UK time in the morning, every Monday through Friday. And then on Tuesday nights, we do our development group. Thursday nights, we do our mediumship group. And those are £5 each. It's held through Zoom. You can book through our events page, and then you get sent a link. And those are interactive. So you can see here and speak to everybody else in the group. That's a Tuesday or a Thursday night. This Friday night, we're doing a fundraiser for the little doggy who's undergoing some chemo at the moment. He's doing incredibly well. I've checked with his daddies. He's doing incredibly well. But we're trying to do a bit of a fundraiser for them for this Friday night. That's £10 a person, or donation to their GoFundMe page, and just with a little footnote saying you want the mediumship, and then they will put you on the list to be included for the link for Friday evening. That's this Friday night. We're hoping to raise some money for little Ollie Saxty, who is a little doggy who's undergoing chemo. And then Sunday nights, we have our Psychic Sundays. So see what works for you, see where it fits in for you. Let's look forward to seeing you when next you can join us. Please remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. You're doing the best you can with the tools you've got. Take care of yourselves and each other. Be blessed. Until we can see you again, have a fantastic day and evening ahead. Namaste.